Wonderful. Hey, well, I want to welcome everybody to Meetup today. My name is Seth Mulder. I get to play partial host today on our Meetup. I'm an hour south of Salt Lake City here in Utah. And we're welcoming people from literally all over North America tonight as we continue the conversation. We're part of a movement. We're putting the move into that movement on what literally may be the single biggest leap in a generation or two in the wellness industry. And the latest science shows that what we are doing and the approach that we're taking, which is different than the past, it's not supplementation, it's not just eating healthy and exercising, it's not pharmaceutical over the counter, it's not, the latest, hottest herb, but we're talking about flipping the switches in the human and, frankly, the mammal body to do what it did when it was in its prime. And that may be the single most effective health promoting approach right now and, frankly, into the foreseeable future. So if you're here tonight, we're going to be sharing some stories. You've already seen some videos and kind of had some, taken a few steps. So we're not going to dive deep into the science. We're really going to focus on the stories today. But in review, because what we're doing is new, it bears worth repeating. There are three primary switches in the human body that can make all the difference when it comes to health. And this is whether you have a therapeutic mindset, you got something broken, you want to fix it, or you've got a preventative mindset, you don't want to break. So that first switch is called NRF2. NRF2 is a protein in every single cell, every single of our 37 trillion cells in the human body that is responsible for turning on our survival genes and, among other things, offers one word: protection. Number two, NRF1 is a protein found in every single cell that is responsible for turning on our mitochondria, which is where we create one word: energy. And NAD is a molecule found in every single cell that is responsible for triggering a chain of events that turn on 7 important vitality genes. So we're talking about protection, energy, and vitality. I'll just very briefly, before I go to my co-hosts, share my story. I'm a preventative mindset. That's why what drew me here. My mother was a single mother when I came along, or I guess my coming along made her a single mother, and so she moved back to my grandparents' ranch, cattle ranch in Eastern Oregon, and that's where I grew up in my early years. And my grandfather was really the father figure in my life, and I remember getting a call in my teen years after my mom had moved away from the farm, and I lived away, but was very close to my grandparents. I got that call saying, grandfather, your granddad is in a care facility now because of dementia. And I remember visiting him for the last time, and even today I feel like he was taken from me early. His body was here on this earth, but his mind was not. And I remember walking out of that care facility feeling a little hopeless and a little helpless. Nothing I could do to fix the relationships. Nothing I could do to get him back with my grandmother. And I just remember how it broke my heart. And I fast forward now 30 years, I find myself in that grandfather role, 3 grandchildren and counting. And I think about, what could I do? What do I need to do today at 45, 46 this month, to take care of my body in such a way that I can be around healthy 40, 50 years from now. And so I'm really highly involved in reading research and then applying that research to my life. And so when I got the call from a friend about flipping the switch, about turning on my own gene pathways, it was a no-brainer for me. And it's helped me, from a performance standpoint as an athlete and recovery. But the number one reason I'm here is I'm here today so that I can be here 40 years from now. So let me turn this over to some of my co-hosts to share their story. I'm going to first go to Puerto Rico, to Florence La Roca. Florence, if you'd jump in. Carol Lee, if you would jump in after that. Bruna up in Canada. And then we'll go to Sam Flake in Arizona. If you four would share your stories about flipping the switch, about this technology. Again, Florence, Carol Lee, Bruna, and then Sam. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Seth. And right now, my heart is really pounding because 20 years ago today, my life took a different direction because I was an entrepreneur. I went out to work that day. And October 6th of 1999, I fell off a spiral staircase at the height of 6 feet. And my life took a totally different direction. I found myself when I got home, after being in a hospital in a dark room, yelling at my kids, simple things as shutting down a cabinet door. A simple task is picking up your kids in school, I could not accomplish. I could not even cook a meal because I had lost my sense of smell. So when we talk about leap technology, let me tell you, there was no medicine in the world that they could tell me for 13 years that would change my life. So my life was totally uncertain. And every single morning, when my kids would look at me, that look in their eyes, what happened to my mother? Where is she? Where did she go? Because they didn't know what was going to happen to me that day. So I felt totally broken, lost, hopeless. And I got a call 8 years ago about the first switch, the NRF2. So I looked at that video, and as I started getting better, I realized that there was hope for me, that we could dream again, that there would be a journey for us as a family, because I was a single mother with 3 kids. And as I started getting better, I realized that, yes, there is a way better out of this. So when the second switch came around, and mainly all my conditions were neurological, talk about your energy. I started feeling better, being able to complete sentences, and we were already planning a future. So when the third switch came around, the only thing that I can say to all of you is that we were made perfect. There is no cap in our genetic potential. Flipping the switches has given me back my life and back to my family. So I'm here because I'm planning a future with them, and I share it every day, anywhere I go, because that's my passion. I want people to recognize that there is a better way to live. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Florence, today of all days. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. So my story starts simply with Lillian telling me to use Pet Tandem for my dog, who had been sore for years. And I had tried everything the vet said. And this dog was like my little life, really. She was so special. And I tried stuff on my own. I tried everything, and nothing helped. And she was 12, and she just kept failing and getting less happy. And Lillian said, use Pet Tandem, and I started giving her Pet Tandem, and she became like my little miracle dog. I mean, she slowly got better. She was racing and playing, and I had my dog. And I thought, wow, this is my dog. And she showed me that this really, truly is effective, and it really works. And then I saw the science, and then I thought, okay, we're doing it. We're all doing it. I have my horses, myself, my husband, my dogs, and my husband is now, I'm so grateful. The story just evolves. I'm so grateful to Lillian. I can cry because it means so much to me. He's going to be 85 next month. And there was a time when I was afraid to travel with him because I didn't know what to do to help him. He'd get stuck. He would just get in his chair and he'd be so sick, and I just didn't know what to do. And it was very scary. And I thought, this is it. I can never leave. We can never go anywhere. And we use all the products. And his doctor would say, Sonny, you have to take better care of yourself. I have a medicine chest full of drugs with your name. And I'm like, no, he doesn't want them. Well, now when we go back to the doctor, he gets smiley faces on his reports, and I couldn't be happier. He's so active. He's never stuck in his chair. I would travel anywhere with him now, thank you, God. And he is in his shop daily, and I'm a believer. Oh my gosh, I tell everybody, for their pets, for their kids, for their family, look at this. It's so simple. Oh my gosh, it's so simple. Just look and believe and use it. It works. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to tell my story.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for those compelling stories. It's what I love to hear. My name is Bruna Pilon. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. And I got involved with this company, this business, not for the business. My husband did for sure. I was not into that. But the product was really important to me because my background is in the anti-aging beauty industry. And I've been a supplement taker. Supplements, vitamins, pills, whatever I could find to help me. Not necessarily, I don't mind getting old, I don't mind looking old, but I want to live my life without any pain or my body breaking down. That's key for me. And so I had to go down the science path, and what I read, what I came across just blew me away, but in a way that was very distressing because I had to go back to all the products that I was taking and realizing that a lot of those things like vitamins, antioxidants, were not only not helping me, they were hurting me. And so it's been my mission, and I was on the calls today all day talking about this very thing, about how we're activating versus supplementation. So for me, the prevention part is important. This weekend, we went to our local mountain resort, Whistler, we had an early Thanksgiving weekend with our kids, and we were fishing, we were golfing, we went on a bike ride. You guys, I haven't been on a bike in 20 years. On a mountain bike, going through the mountain trails all day. I remember making that last push into the bike rental shop, and I thought, I'm not going to make it, and tomorrow I'm going to be dying. I'm going to feel this. The next day I felt great. I couldn't believe it. I thought, this is insane. We did so much activity with my granddaughter, and it's because of this activation. I know it. I feel it in my bones because the science is there. And just for the new people that are on the call, we don't have marketing material about the products that we have, about the science that we represent. We have educational stuff because it's vetted. It has to work. It's proven in order to be able to publicize it. So I'm excited about moving forward with this, about feeling great all the time. And thank you for asking for my story, Seth, and back over to you.
Incredible stuff. Sam, are you with us? Did we
Yes,
lose you, Sam?
thanks. Yep. Can you hear me?
You're up.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for those stories. I love hearing more about what this product does for people, and I love this platform you've created, Seth. Thanks so much for doing this, where we can kind of have a meeting wherever we are, 20 to 25 minutes, and anywhere in the world, anybody can get on. So that's so awesome. So guys, I've been doing this about 10 years. Was a school teacher. I grew up on a farm and ranch, was in construction. Never done anything like this before. It's completely changed our lives. I know there's going to be a few more that talk a little bit more about how the business has changed their life, but I want you to know that it has. It's brought my wife and I home from work and just been a huge blessing to us. So anyways, I just wanted to share real quick about my own product story. I've got 4 or 5 herniated discs in my back. I've got a bad knee from kind of getting torn pretty bad in high school football, and wasn't even able to run very good for a while. And the more I've been on, the more I've been flipping my switches, activating my cells, the more it's helped my back, my knee. They're not perfect by any means, but they're just, I can function. I can do what I couldn't do before. So I'm very grateful for these products. My wife has really suffered with in the winter time. It gets cold up here, and some lung issues just about every winter. And we can't make any claims or anything like that, but it's just really helped her, with her breathing at night in the wintertime. So I'm really grateful for those products. So keeping it short so more people can share. Seth, I'll turn it back to you.
Wow, thank you, Sam, Kara Lee, Florence. 20 years today, really. What are the odds? And Bruno, appreciate your stories. I've been in the health arena since 1987, and so I've seen a lot of products come along, and because of that, I've become very, very selective, and sometimes a little cynical, if I'm completely honest. And so, to be quite honest, when I got the call about Protandim, my first glance was a pill in a bottle, and I walked out. I walked out of the room. I said, great. Everybody's selling 5 herbs in a bottle. It's not for me. And it wasn't until, kind of like Bruna talked about, that I saw the science that I realized that, we're moving from supplementation into a completely new field called activation. And from that point, I became a student, a scholar, and an absolute committed user. Along those same lines, as soon as I realized that I wanted to take this, immediately upon the heels of that thought was, oh my goodness, we're going to share this. There's a massive opportunity. And goodness, 2020 has thrown us quite the perspective change maybe. But we're building this business. We're taking this movement and building it online. Somebody can actually create additional income, part-time income, full-time income, big-time income from your phone, a mobile-first approach, creating a different type of income, subscription income that can come in every single month. And we're doing it again with this technology that basically nobody else has in the world. We have 13 patents on this. And so the next 3 to 5 years is one thing for our family, a focus on sharing this story and building a financial platform independent of everything else in our world, becoming financially resilient. So I want to have a couple of my co-hosts share their story from a business standpoint. Melanie, I don't see your camera live, but I'm going to give you a little heads up here if you are available, and could jump in. That would be great. But we'll go Melanie and Fred up in Canada, Lillian, and Michael Jeffers. Melanie, if you're good to go, I'm going to come to you.
I'm good to go. I'm sorry, guys. I'll go outside so you guys can hear me. Lots of commotion going on here. And that's what's so great about this, you guys, is we can work from our mobiles, from our mobile phones, mobile first technology. It's incredible. I'm now on top of being a stay-at-home mom, I am the school teacher, the chef, the janitor, and everything else that goes along with that right now. And I'm able to work this in the nooks and crannies of my life, which is awesome. And I can be in the doctor's office and send off a video, which is really, really cool. And I can communicate with people back and forth on this. You guys, I'm a banker by 20 plus years of my life. If you had ever told me that I was going to be a network marketer, I would have said you were crazy. But these products have given me my life back, allowing me to be a mom and a wife. And because of that, I have to pay it forward. And I have to give other people this opportunity to have this chance to do this. This is incredible. Seth, I appreciate you having me talk tonight. And sorry I was on the go here, but that's the great thing about this is we can always work while we're, even if we're out of the house, in the house, anywhere. So thanks.
Well, thanks so much, Seth, for asking me. And Melanie, I think that's awesome, being able to be at home, be a super mom out there, making it happen, and make life happen. But my name's Fred Hodgins. We have a little farm here in Southern Ontario, and I'm an electrician by trade. I work for some of the largest oil companies in the world. And I wanted out of that gig. I didn't have a good pension. The company had changed hands 4 times. Same location, same drive to work, but a different company every time the pension got hit. And I wasn't looking for a pension to secure my future. So I was buying my second franchise. This was a $400,000 hit. We were putting our farm up for collateral, $30,000 into it, and they couldn't get us the location that they'd promised us. So we were able to actually get out of that deal. They broke the contract, but as my lawyer said when I tried to get my money back, he said, dude, you signed the contract. It's 75 pages. I told you you'd have no recourse when you do that. And of course, they didn't give us our money back. At that time, I saw LifeVantage. And so I was able to compare the two. And whether it's a franchise or traditional business, you know, you can kind of put, you know, it on this side of the ledger, employees, accounts receivable, accounts payable, overrides that go to the company. And this was a restaurant. So you had Health Canada and all the stuff that went with that. You know, tons of employees. So they wouldn't have got me out of that job. I'll tell you that. The whole franchise went out of business 3 years later. So we dodged a major bullet. But just back to the ledger, on our side, on LifeVantage's side, we've got a product that we can take to the world that is literally slowing aging, has patents, peer-reviewed studies, no accounts receivable, no accounts payable, no employees, no lawyers, a company that takes care of all of the heavy lifting, that part. We just tell the story by sending out using this mobile-friendly technology. So we pique interest, we follow up with some more information, then meet the team. So it's, when you compared the two, there was a no-brainer. So within a year of being with LifeVantage, I was able to walk away from that income at a refinery. So anybody that knows that world knows it's pretty significant. And so I haven't had to have a job, went back to that, and very grateful to be working from home, if you call this work. Compared to the other deal. And then, you know, if we'd have been in that restaurant and COVID happened, we'd probably would have lost our farm as well. So it's better on this side. So next.
Thank you, Fred. That was awesome. So hi, my name is Illian Marita. I'm a dog trainer in Florida. And if you know a little bit about Florida, the weather changes every 15 minutes and I work outdoors. So my income is tied to the weather, which sometimes sucks because the bills are not tied to the weather. They are very on time. And my husband and I, we're 61. We both work very hard, trading hours for money. And, you know, just paying the bills and trying to save for retirement. And then you save a little bit and then your conditioning breaks down and then you pay that off and then you put on the credit card and on, you know, you get the drift. So I thought I was going to have to work till I dropped dead. When I went to, you know, Sam's or Costco or saw people bagging groceries at the supermarket, I thought, you know what, maybe that's going to have to be me one day when I can't keep up with what I do with the dogs. But I did not see how we would ever be able to retire. And to add insult to injury, 7 years ago, my husband was diagnosed with a very rare condition. And the doctor just came into the room and said, oh, he won't be able to work for 2 years. And I was like, you have to be kidding me. So that is the moment when we got introduced to LifeVantage. So if you're new and somebody invited you, please pay attention because I have a firm belief that this is orchestrated by a higher power. And pay attention, do your due diligence, get your questions answered. And I'm so glad I did. I needed another job like I needed a hole in the head because I became caregiver 24/7 to my husband who could not do absolutely anything by himself. And like Melanie said, after having incredible results with one of my dogs, something that I never in 50 years of owning dogs, I had ever seen changes like that. I just started sharing this information, paying it forward, working in the little nooks and crannies of my day. And I did not have this super awesome, fabulous app that now I have, which has allowed me to share this information in the last 4 or 5 months since I joined April 1st. I think I've exposed more people than I did in my first 6 years at LifeVantage. I'm not kidding. And the other part that has become very important for me is that we're all connected. I'm connected with my team. I feel like the mother, I feel responsible for the people that I bring in. I want them to be successful, and we work as a team. We have this amazing power hours. Seth has encouraged a sub movement in the CEO, is the CEO Women on the Move. And we get together, help each other. We miss it so much. Like today I was running errands and I was like running back home, like I have to be home by noon because I can't miss my power hour. It has literally become the highlight of our day. And we just start our day saying like, who can we bless today with this information? So being able to help my team, I get messages when what they're doing, trying to help them, encourage them. It's just been a game changer. So I really think that LifeVantage is the perfect storm. Like Bruna said, the science, the products are so effective. We have great leadership, and above all, the culture. This team that we have here is just compared to none. I have a new distributor that just joined, and within her first 2 power hours, she says like, oh my God, like everybody wants to help everybody. Like it's in the world that we live today, it is really a joy to be a part of this. So thank you very much.
Thanks for this great stories, and fellow Canadian Fred, well done. My name is Michael Jeffers. I had a chance to meet Seth back 7 years ago, and I clicked. He was a sincere, honest guy, and when I bumped into the rapid funnel through him back in April, it was just a no-brainer. And I'll share with you a little bit why in about 1 minute. As a realtor for 28 years, sales was never going to be the issue. But how do you teach someone who never sold in their life to sell? And that was the ongoing challenge. Network marketing had always had the challenge of training. Well, now this rapid funnel tool that showed up took all that away. All you have to do is know where to find the people, and starts with your phone. And then you're going to go meet people, and then you're going to put them through our 3-step system and let the app do all the work. So if you haven't looked at your homepage a while, take a look at the homepage, and you can see how many people just came in this week. Okay? And you can actually go to notifications, and it tells me how many came in, and I get their names. So as far as a way of tracking my people, I have a new customer from Queensland, Australia. Like, what? But the system is set up, as my wife pointed out, that our job is simply to get the information out. We don't, the company, because it's public, is required by law to vet every stitch of information going out. So it's the truth. They would just as easily say, oh, you can't say that, that's not accurate. No, everything that we have published in video format is extremely accurate. So your job is to just go reach out. You start with your phone. Everybody in your phone should know, but don't sell it to them. Assume that they're fairly intelligent, they can watch a video. That's all you need to do. If they can't understand why oxidation, the lowering of oxidation would improve their health, send them some more videos, because it's all there. The business evolves naturally. And you saw the pictures of, if you saw my wife's Facebook, that we've been to Whistler on the weekend with our family, because we can. While in Whistler, people were on my app getting the information, and one becomes a customer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't tried this, please get on and try it as fast as you can, and then don't overthink it. Anybody on your phone has to see the information. Once that's done, then we go to work. Thanks, Seth. I appreciate all that you've done, and I hope that's good fish. I tried fly fishing. I hope you saw the videos. I actually could cast it. I got a 50-foot cast out of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You saw me preparing fish. That
That was sockeye salmon that Stephanie and I caught in Alaska, just in July. So I put a little dry brown sugar rub on it, and we're smoking it for the next hour. So anybody's welcome to dinner. If you're driving on I-15, drop by for some sockeye salmon and garlic fried rice tonight. Somebody was laughing, I can't remember, just kind of as a closed ad lib, but somebody who gets on on these meetups is like, Seth is always cooking, right? What's the deal with that? Lillian, was it one of your friends or something? I think maybe it was Vivian. And I'll tell you what attracted me to this business was the ability to be a dad. Because there are really just a couple of things that are really important to me in life. And my wife and my family are at the top of those lists. And this type of business allows you flexibility and freedoms that I could never experience in corporate America after 10 years of working my guts out. I could never really, truly experience this as a successful small business owner either. It's after this business, network marketing, which works differently, that I could experience this type of thing. I'm cooking dinner here. I've got a 14-year-old. I've got a 2-year-old sitting here on the counter, and I'm highly engaged in growing a multi-million-dollar international. Michael was talking about international business from my kitchen while I'm cooking sockeye salmon. Guys, try that on for size. And when you start comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges, this business isn't the only thing in the world, but it is better. So I want to thank all my co-hosts. Did my co-hosts bring it tonight or what? Wow. Powerful stuff. 20-year anniversary, Florence La Roca. You are a CEO woman on the move. Just feel privileged to work with you. Thanks everybody for being here. Here's the punchline. Number one, if you're not on these products, get on the products. Start flipping the switch. Protandim may very well be the most important breakthrough in the health industry in the history of medicine. Get on it. Number two, download the app, start sharing, and let's put some money in your bank account in 10 days. That's what you could do. That's what this business means. So thanks everybody. Appreciate you being here. And we'll be running this back Thursday night. New stories, new perspectives. Bring a friend. Take care. Let's go put the move into the movement.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Good stories tonight. Appreciate it.
Everybody.
Good night.
Rock this.